Hi family, God bless you in Jesus' mighty name. Welcome back to my channel. My name is MJ. We'll talk all things autism. Happy Friday to you. Officially, we are on spring break. Oh my goodness. I know some of my girlfriends' own kids still have, I think, maybe one more week. They don't go to the following week, but we are on spring break. So I would love for you guys to see the picture of how the teacher decorated Jayson's classroom this past St. Patrick's Day. It was really cute. It was really cute. She does all these fancy things with these kids. I'm always so amazed. I'm always so grateful to have a teacher that wants to celebrate all the different, whether it's holiday or not a holiday, just a little, just to kind of keep them in tune with what's going on, and it's really, really nice. It's really, really, even on Martin Luther King's Day, she actually had, the school had them supposed to dress up in a suit, which was really interesting. But that one, of course, I didn't send Jayson in a suit. But every single holiday, they try to celebrate it and do something really festive, which I think is quite nice for the kids to learn, that not every day is just a regular day. So, but yeah, so we're on spring break. So today I just kind of said, there was an article that I was reading while I had a little bit of downtime last week. So I just said, of course I had to come and share with you guys as we all prepare for a little bit of rest while the kids are out of school for about, 9 days or so. So, and of course it was on our Autism Parenting magazine. This has been a resource I think I've given several times, and they have really, really good key, not only strategies, but articles, newsletters, hints, what to do with our kids while they've been traveling. There was a really good article also in the February or March newsletter that they sent out. So this one we're going to be covering today is 11 things not to do with your autistic child. Of course, number one, don't let them think that autism is bad. I'm going to try to go through all 11 of these real fast, and for some of them I might expound on it and some of them I won't. I was just going to give it out. But of course, not telling them autism is bad or treating them as though autism is bad is all, they just need to embrace it and just know that it's a different way that they learn, right? So it's important. This one I think is so key, that I'm so grateful that they made this number one, because we can't go around having our kids think that this is something of regret, right? So we have to encourage them. It's just they learn differently. They need extra support as opposed to other kids that are not on the spectrum. Number two, don't complicate their tasks. So now, I remember a couple of videos ago I was talking about how I give Jayson the task of vacuuming. I cannot give him vacuuming plus mop the floor plus clean his toy area all at the same time. Or even while I do the vacuuming, I cannot say, well, when you're done with this area, go to the living room side or go to the dining room side. I try to just say vacuum this area. Once he's done with that area, I maybe sometimes let him have a break bouncing on the ball, and then we can transition to the next room, so he knows that he has a break, he has time to relax a little bit before going to the next area of cleaning. Number three, don't suddenly change their routine. Now remember, for them, they are so used to A, B, C, and D. I do this, then I do this, then I do this, then I do this. And one thing with this one that is so key for us is anytime, like spring break now, I was warning him about him not going to school for a week prior, because I need him to know what is to come, because it alerts him that, okay, we have this number of days to go, we have this number of vacation maybe coming up. So I always want him to know there's going to be a change in something. If I'm not going to pick you up for OT or speech, I want you to know well and ahead of time. So I try so hard not to get him out of routine. Number four, do not compare them to their peers. Now this one is hard to not do, especially when they're younger. I think sometimes when the pediatrician and all those people are like, this is the level where the child is supposed to be, and your child is here, and they're supposed to be saying this many words, and your child is only saying one word or no words. That one's a lot of pressure for the adult. Now, the one thing for us is not to ever get in a point where be like, well, that child is already reading a level G book, but you're only on an A, so it's so important for us to be mindful of our tone during these moments. Number five, let us not speak to them in metaphors. That one is just, everybody should know that one. It's plain English, short sentences, little word as possible and just get it out as fast as you can, but slow enough for them to understand what you're saying. Number 6, don't yell or rush them at any moment. Sometimes this is a little bit tough for me, especially when I'm trying to grocery shop and I'm like, let's go here, let's do this, let's do this. So I try to make sure that I let him have his time, I let him take his time. And you realize, and what I'll realize sometimes is that when I increase my tone, like I'm trying to yell at him, he will want to like retaliate, like he wants to be like, why are you yelling at me? You know. But so I get to this moment where if I feel that I'm trying to rush him to do a task or do something, I'll take a deep breath and be like, okay, I need to allow him to have his processing time. I need to allow him to take his time to do what he needs to do. Number 7, don't try to stop them from stimming. Remember, this one is the one where they might be seeking some sensory input, whether it's hitting their chin, hitting their forehead, flapping their arms, spinning, whatever it may be, just hitting their head on the wall, whatever that it may be, that to them is a way to cope or a way to adjust or a way to primarily adjust to the environment or whatever that may be going on in that area, for them to be able to feel more balanced, if I can use that word. Okay. Number 8, don't force eye contact. Of course, some of our kiddos struggle with this a lot. One thing I love about our speech and OT is that they don't force him to look at them while they're speaking, or for him to look at them while they're speaking. But naturally, I think that's one area that I think that Jayson is pretty good at. You know, he doesn't look away or so when you're talking to him. He actually wants to, you know, have that eye contact going. Number 9, don't leave them unattended for too long. Of course, I think we know this as parents, that after it's been maybe like 30 minutes, you'll be like, why is the place so quiet, right? So they'll be like, okay, I guess maybe nice time for me to get up and go see what they're into, what they're getting into, right? Number 10, don't force them to eat the food they don't want to eat. This one was so hard for me because we did the feeding clinic for quite a while. I just wanted him to at least try bread. Up to today, he hasn't had pizza yet, right? One of my favorite foods. So it's tough. It's really tough. But little by little, he started adding like tacos to his diet, cereal and milk to his diet. So this is, and we'll cover eating and feeding in another whole video, but we cannot force them to eat the things that we know that they might not even like the texture. Maybe it's not even a taste issue. It could be many things, right? So we cannot force that on them. Number 11, it tells us not to give up, right? As parents, we can't, because when we give up on them, we give up on ourselves, or we give up on ourselves, we give up on them, vice versa. So it's so important to know that in this journey, I always say it's a journey. We need to understand it's going to be the stages where we're most comfortable, and prior to even getting comfortable, it was really bad. We couldn't figure out anything. So let's not give up. And I'll add a bonus one is, let's not compare them to their siblings. For those that have siblings, this is so key. So key. And it's one of those where we know that it's hard for them to vice versa. And I'll say this, it goes both ways, where you don't compare them to the sibling, and the sibling does not also compare themselves to the kid, because I think at times, you know, the sister would think that I'm harder on her than I am on him. So I make sure that I try so hard to keep them as two separate people, two separate ways of understanding things, coping with things. And in general, just two different kids, just like, you know, we're saying not to compare them to peers. It's so key in the home environment for you not to compare them to their siblings. Okay, family, this one was a lot. I'm so sorry it's long, but I think these were good. They were really good, you know, strategies on things to use, how to continue to cope with the kiddo in the home, and things that we should allow our kids to thrive as eventually become adults, you know. And we can only do that by letting go of things that kind of cause them to be uncomfortable, right? So that they can continue to grow and mature and learn and just, you know, get better and better every day. So that's what I have for you guys today. Those that are on spring break, enjoy your spring break. I know I'm gonna try to get some rest the best that I can. At least I get to sleep in a little bit, and I hope you guys get to get some rest. For those that are already on spring break, for those that yours is yet to come, I know you're counting down the days. Trust me, I was counting down the days myself. So until I see you guys next week, enjoy your weekend. And remember, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Amen. God bless you, family. Have a fantastic weekend.